Hey, it's LSF here today, and today we're here to look at the 2025 Lexus RX series. A few days ago, I posted the 2025 Lexus RX, and they did have a few things, right? One is they have the F-Sport design now as part of the 350 and 350h, and they also had a limited edition of the RX 500h, the Black Edition, which is limited to only 500 in North America. After that, that's all they said, right? They didn't really provide a lot of information. But now we have the RX specifications, so I'm going to look a little bit more further into the specifications to see what has changed, and I can tell you, not a lot. But other than that, we can also look at the features and the packaging for United States, which means there could be some minor adjustments, and then that will give us a sense of pricing. So let's get to the specifications here. So when you look at here, what I've color toned this, and I've added some other notes so that we can compare them to the 2024. So you can see here, if it's yellow, it means it's the same. There's areas where I probably have not provided a color, and I have some information on the side, which means that came from the 2024 specifications. One thing to note, sometimes Lexus doesn't do well. They actually have errors in their documents as well. So sometimes when you look at it, is it really the difference or is it exactly the same? All right, so let's continue. So overall length, wheelbase, tread, effective headroom in the front, no difference. In the rear, for the panoramic roof, you get a little bit more. Not significant enough to even measure, but I don't know why they even bother. 0.01 inch. That's not even something that you can probably figure out. You got an extra hairline on the roof. I don't know why. Then we look at the shoulder room, same thing. We've gained 0.01 inch on the front. Again, do not know why. Then we look at the hip room, no difference. Interior length, width, and height, there's no difference. The couple distance from the front and rear, no distance, still sits 5 people. Overhang has no difference. The drag coefficient has no difference. The minimum running ground clearance has no difference. So all the way, there is no difference. All right, so let's go and look at here. So one thing I have not highlighted here is the curb weight. So I purposely didn't copy and paste that because there's so much to look at. So the curb weight here, you can see in the 2025 model year, the front wheel drive is 2,403 to 2,400 pounds versus 2,447 to 2,458. But if you look at the 2024, they strictly just said it's 2414. So there's a variance now in the 350, and then the rear, same thing. Total weight, same thing. So you can see here 4,067. Now in 2025, they actually say 4,067 to 4,133. I don't think there's any difference. It's just really packaging, and now they're probably providing the accurate information. There's more information other than just 4,067. Probably you can add in a package, which actually makes it a little bit heavier. But then when you look at the 350, you can see the 350, the numbers are, again, the ranges are different. 2,392 to 2,403 versus 2,403 to 2,414. So you can see that the weight is from the heaviest here. Last year was actually the lightest. So either they've changed some materials to make it lighter, but I doubt it. But when you look at the total weight, 4,354 to 4,420, and you can see that the car is actually a little bit heavier at the max. So even on the lighter end, it's actually a little bit heavier. So something is changed on the hybrid. Either their packaging is causing it to have the extra weight. I don't know exactly why. And then when you look at the 500h, the numbers are the same on the front, the rear is the same, and the weight is the same. So these are the three, and now let's look at the plug-in hybrid. So when you look at the plug-in hybrid, it's exactly the same. So no difference in the weight. So the only variance is really the 350 and the 350h. We continue to move down. So we have here total weight. So you can see the towing capacity is a little bit different. It's like 999 pounds and 3,499. So they just rounded up. I think that's what they did here. And also the fuel tank gallons is exactly the same. So there's no change here. One thing I think they made an error, the RX RX350 is a 2.4 liter turbo, not a 2.5 liter turbo. So I think this is an error and not they've increased it by 0.1 liters. Overall, everything is the same. The torque figures are a little bit odd, but these are definitely torque numbers that are in the max total torque numbers and not the torque. So last year the numbers are a little bit different, but they've broken it down last year and now they just put it all together. One big thing is really on the RX450H Plus. I do not know why last year they said SFI as the fuel injection system, which is the sequential fuel injection. But even when I look at the NX450H Plus, last year's is already the D4S. So I think the D4S is correct. For whatever reason, last year they had an error in their document. Overall, looking at the motors, exactly the same. Performance-wise, exactly the same. The batteries are exactly the same. Speed, the transmission, the front, the brakes, the suspension, everything is the same. Follow me on Instagram at LSFTvideos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX450H Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, share it with your friends. This definitely will help with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, or visit my Amazon storefront before you purchase anything from Amazon, or you can purchase products from the list on the items that I've been using with my vehicle or at home at no extra cost to you. And now let's continue with the video. Alright, so let's continue down and look at the feature sets. So this one is a little bit different. Anything that's yellow is same as last year. Anything's in red is what has changed. And for the F-Sport design, if there's this bluish purplish color, that means I'm comparing that with the premium. So in the press release, they said that the F-Sport design is actually starting off with the premium package, and I think that is fair. Mostly exactly the same, but there are a few points, and that's where I've noted down what the difference is. Alright, so let's continue and look at this. I'll keep the F-Sport design as last, and then I'm just going to compare from 2024 features, which are standard and what is available, and compare them to the 2025. So first thing is, you can see that the front seats are the same. They have the heated row seats. Everything is the same here. The materials are the same. And then we look at here, the biggest difference is this 12.3-inch multi-information display. So that is standard across the board. The 9.8-inch display, you can still see it's all the same. One difference is the F-Sport Performance, meaning the RX500H. Instead of having the 9.8-inch as standard and the 14 as available as an option, it is now standard for the RX500H, which means the RX500H will probably be a little bit more expensive starting off as the MSRP. And if we continue down here, the next thing is the triple beam LEDs. You can see that the luxury right now is now standard. Before, I believe this was an option. You can see that you can get that in the S-Sport handling and the RX500H. I'm surprised that they did not provide that as standard on the F-Sport Performance, because again, that's one of the more expensive ones as well anyways. And then you also can see here, the F-Sport Performance also now gets standard panoramic glass roof instead of the small moonroof. The next thing is windshield wiper de-icer is now standard from the premium all the way up. It is an option for the standard package. One thing is, in 2024, if you have the standard RX, you can add an option to add roof rails. But it looks like in 2025, there's no more options of having roof rails to the standard. So meaning if you see an RX out there that does not have roof rails, if it's a 2025 model year, that one is guaranteed to be the base standard model. Because other than that, every other one gets roof rails. All right, so let's continue down. So here we have the wheels. Nothing has changed from the standard and the premium. So the difference here is the premium plus before in 2024 gets the standard 19-inch wheels. Now that's no longer standard. The premium plus gets the 21-inch dark gray metallic. So it's exactly the same, it's just that the dimension is changed. And now it's a 21-inch versus a 19. Other than that, everything is the same. And then we can see here, adaptive variable suspension, nothing has changed. The safety systems, nothing has changed. One thing in the connected technologies, Drive Connect with the cloud navigation that gets you the 3-year trial. The F Sport Performance is now standard. The reason for that is because now 14-inch is standard, because if you get the 14-inch, you do get that 3-year trial, the Drive Connect trial. So that's why this now became standard. And then when you look at here, cold area package, meaning heated steering wheel, and the windshield wiper deicer, which we saw that it became standard, it's the same thing here. They all became standard, and it's available on the standard package. And then the last thing here is really the advanced park with remote park. As you can see now, that is available on luxury trim. And that's only available on the 350h luxury or the 450h plus luxury. You cannot get it if you have the 350 or the 500h. So what this is instead of just advanced park, where you can park your car when you're in the car, this gives you the capability of using the mobile app to park the car as well. I've never experienced it. This was something that was offered early in the NX, but then they had to pay people back money because they were not able to get it ready for people to use. So that was something that they took out in 2022, and now in 2025 model year RX, now they're offering it on the hybrids. I don't know. I'm not sure how much I trust Lexus mobile app and how advanced that is. I have never seen it working, but this is an option that maybe someone one day will be able to check out and tell me how good it is. And then we look at the exterior colors, okay? The exterior colors, nothing really has changed. The only thing is the limited edition 500 F Sport Performance RX 500h does get incognito as a color. And then let's look into the interior. So one thing that is a big change is the standard. I believe I couldn't mark it down because Macadamium New Lux is not here anymore. So originally it was black and Macadamium, but that is not available. So now it became Palanomio that actually gets the New Lux color interior. So there's 2 colors there. For the premium, it was, you actually do get birch and macadamium, but those are now removed, and you only get black or Palanomio. Other than that, premium, luxury, F Sport, and F Sport Performance, nothing has changed inside the interior. So one thing is, the F Sport design was based off the premium. So a lot of it is like for like. Only difference is when you look at the F Sport design, the front seat, the ventilated seats, are not available for the F Sport design. Okay, that's one difference. And when you look at every single feature, it's the same. So one difference here is the F Sport design does get the F Sport rims. So the F Sport design does get the F Sport wheels, which that's why it actually matches the F Sport handling wheels. So that's why they don't match the premium wheels. So it's a 21-inch, 10-spoke glossy black metallic finish color wheels. And that's one thing that makes sense because it's F Sport. And then when you look at the safety, nothing has changed compared to the premium. And when you look at the connected technologies, exactly the same. And then packaging here, exactly the same. And then the difference is really the colors. So because it's an F Sport, it will follow the F Sport handling colors, which is F Sport colors. Like you will not get the eminent white pearl, but you'll get the ultra white color. So that's how they've handled that. And then last but not least, the interior, you can see that black New Lux and also birch New Lux. So if it's a birch New Lux, it's only this F Sport design that gets it. No other trim or packages get that. '25 RX. So when you look at it, nothing really big has changed. The only thing that you really have seen is the 12.3-inch multimedia information display. I don't think that's going to increase the price that much. For the RX 500H, the 14-inch compared to the 9.8 will probably increase it a little bit. The luxury probably gets a little bit more increase because of the triple beam. And then when you look at the panel roof for the RX 500H, it will go up a little bit as well. The windshield deicer is not an extremely expensive add-on, so I don't see that pricing being that big of a difference. And then when you look at the Premium Plus, getting 21-inch alloy wheels probably will get a little bit of a price bump. And then other than that, I think everything else will be just as is. So when you look at pricing, I would say it's very close. You will probably get the standard increase, but for the Premium Plus and the RX 500H F Sport Performance, you will probably see a bigger bump compared to 2024. Do you think that the changes that they've made in the 2025 is enough to maintain the best-selling Lexus SUV, the Lexus actually all models in America? Let me know in comments below. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.